because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter.
I'm Floyd Mayweather. With all the tools that Terence Crawford has, I will pick Terence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather's name is often mentioned when talking about the best defensive fighters in boxing history. But inside the boxing community, many are questioning whether facing Terence Crawford would be a wise decision. Analysts point out that Mayweather has been away from the sport for years and no longer has the same sharpness he once did. Going up against Crawford, a fighter praised for his lightning-fast adjustments, punishing combinations, and perfect timing, could put both Mayweather's health and legendary record in jeopardy. For many fans and experts, this is one fight they believe Mayweather should think twice about.
At his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
I don't. Because Terence Crawford got more to bring. He got more to bring to the table.
He's a great
Floyd
fighter.
Mayweather got the little shoulder roll. I get it. Controls distance. But Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Sam Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
Former world champion Tim Bradley isn't holding back when it comes to the Mayweather-Crawford debate. Bradley has openly said he believes Terence Crawford would defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather. He praised Crawford's high ring IQ, versatility, and precise timing, saying those qualities would give him the edge. While Bradley acknowledged Mayweather's legendary defense and quick reflexes, he argued that Crawford's offensive skill set and tactical brilliance could be enough to crack the code and come out on top.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that fight.
Yes, sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's
a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in that
But the
sense
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer it, right? Yeah, you got to.
There's an OG you can't outfigure out somewhere. And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't outfigure.
Amir Khan has spoken highly of Terence Crawford, saying there's a real argument that Crawford could defeat Floyd Mayweather. Khan praised Crawford's incredible timing, noting how he's able to break an opponent's rhythm, make quick adjustments, and stick to a smart game plan. Reflecting on his own bout with Crawford, Khan recalled how frustrating it was to miss by just inches, only to get countered by perfectly placed combinations. He believes Crawford stands above many of today's top welterweights and feels that even Mayweather's legendary defense might not be enough to handle Crawford's mix of precision, intelligence, and offensive creativity.
Is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
Former two-division world champion Carl Frampton says Terence Crawford's performance against Canelo Alvarez was more than just a victory. It completely changed how he ranks Crawford compared to Floyd Mayweather. Frampton highlighted how Crawford controlled every aspect of the fight, dictated the tempo, and inflicted serious damage on Canelo, calling it proof that Crawford has reached a level capable of challenging Mayweather at his absolute peak. He compared Crawford's technical skill, ring IQ, and finishing ability in that fight to the legendary performances people often reference when speaking about prime Mayweather.
Have you thought about going for 51-0, beating Mayweather's record with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I was never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was going to retire if I didn't get this Errol Spence.
Shakur Stevenson has been vocal about where he sees Terence Crawford's career heading, saying Crawford is just one fight away from entering the all-time great conversation, especially after his win over Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson highlighted Crawford's footwork, ring IQ, and overall skill set, saying those tools allow him to shut down Canelo's offense and tilt the fight in his favor. For Stevenson, beating a fighter with Canelo's legendary status isn't just another victory on Crawford's record, it's the kind of moment that reshapes how boxing history views him. In Stevenson's eyes, that win secures Crawford's place among the sports elite and leaves little room for critics to disagree.
One where he felt like he was at the best, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, I don't know. I don't go off of that. Floyd is the best fighter, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about the fight, I always love watching you switch stances as effortlessly as you do. You didn't do that a lot in this fight. You didn't have to. Were you expecting not to have to?
No, I felt like I could have, but why do something when something else is working?
Terence Crawford has pushed back against constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, saying their careers and styles shouldn't be viewed as the same. He explained that Mayweather fought in a different era, with its own opponents, promoters, and fan expectations, while Crawford's path has followed a completely different trajectory. Crawford stressed that media debates about who is greater don't interest him. His focus is on sharpening his skills, picking the right fights, and staying consistent. For Crawford, it's not about stacking his record next to Mayweather's, but about proving himself against the best competition available and letting his own legacy stand on its own.
I have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No. Nope.
No friends in this business for you?
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but
right.
When Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your ass.
Okay, that's a no.
Several boxing analysts have voiced strong criticism of Floyd Mayweather's recent string of exhibition matches, saying they risk tarnishing both his legacy and the sport's credibility. Their main concern is that these fights are often one-sided, with Mayweather facing influencers, celebrities, or non-elite opponents instead of legitimate contenders. Many argue that the events feel more like money-making spectacles than real competition, offering little in terms of sporting value.
And no, the discussion about, because Canelo was asked this question, who's better, Floyd or Crawford, and he immediately went to Crawford. Now, is that recency bias? Is that him protecting his own performance? Is that a veiled shot at Floyd? Probably all of the above. Is it really true? I don't know. And I think Crawford had a great answer. He goes, well, we're different eras. Floyd was, the best of his era. I'm the best of mine, which is a very diplomatic way to go about it. But listen, comparing the two is going to be an endless barbershop conversation that's going to go back and forth over literally the annals of time. I don't think we're ever going to be able to have a distinct argument where you're going to say, this is it. I actually want to do a video where I argue both sides with the same veracity and veracity, because it's right. There is that much about it, and you can, which is an awesome thing, because this is going to be the barbershop. Like, yeah, well, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis. Well, he knocked out Joe Louis. Yeah, but he's 170. That's the conversation
127 years old.
In real time with guys that we've all seen, literally overlapping errors. So those discussions will always be there. It's great fodder. It's great barbershop debate. In the debate, it's debate. Yeah, it's going to be subjective.
I agree.
I think objectively, I don't think there's a way to really separate.
Yeah, I agree. And I prefer, as I was thinking about it, like, wow, I can't believe I've watched the Floyd era, the Crawford era, the Usyk era. It's like I've gotten to see some really great fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the 90s when boxing everybody was going head to head. There wasn't a guy that stood out like Floyd, Crawford, and Usyk, where it was super, super dominant.
Oscar de la Hoya has been especially outspoken about Floyd Mayweather's exhibition bouts, calling some of them embarrassing and claiming they make a mockery of the sport. Many analysts have echoed this sentiment, questioning whether fights against YouTubers and non-professional opponents truly provide entertainment or do anything to showcase real boxing skill.
He gave Crawford a really good chance. Of course. Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. He's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter. And that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov. So how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. I always said, I wasn't going to put money on it because it's also very dangerous, right? Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. We were, there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm going to say it, Crawford by decision. Because I talked to Bomac on Thursday night, and they're in Vegas, and he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little, you know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision. And he pulled it off.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has also taken aim at Floyd Mayweather's exhibition bouts, calling one of them absolutely horrendous and arguing that these kinds of events damage boxing's reputation. Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith echoed the criticism, saying Mayweather consistently picks opponents far below his level, a move he believes is motivated more by money than by a desire to protect or enhance his legacy. In a direct interview, Smith even pressed Mayweather, asking whether he now values wealth over how history will remember him.
But he's not digital. There's only a few guys that are digital. What do I mean by that? He's not Crawford. What do I mean by that? Where does it separate? Instincts, eyes, calmness, the mind. The mind wonders. I know the body wondered. I saw the combinations. Canelo's throwing one at a time, and Crawford's hitting him with 3, 4, 5 shots. He put them together. He's controlling the range. Yes, he had the reach advantage. Yes, he used it. He used the jab. He controlled the reach. But it's more than that. It's the mind at work. He's more advanced. He sees things. He's calm in an uncommon environment, calmer than most. So calm he'll see things others don't see. Just a millisecond. I was explaining this to Stephen A. the day before. Just a millisecond before someone else sees it, he sees it. And he's got the mental control, the confidence, the supreme confidence Costamato talked about. He said he only saw 2 fighters with that. Teddy Atlas. Teddy, I only saw 2 fighters with supreme confidence. Sugar Ray Robinson, greatest fighter of all time, and Muhammad Ali. Where they don't believe you can beat them. That's Crawford. All of that together, mixed together, makes a perfect cocktail of supremeness, of greatness, of another level, of digital. And that's what he sees things, he reacts to it. He sees a twitch.
The announcement that Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson will face off in a spring 2026 exhibition bout has sparked major debate across the boxing world, with many questioning the legitimacy and value of such matchups. Mayweather, however, has been firm in defending his decision. He insists that exhibitions are a way to stay active, entertain fans, and earn on his own terms. For Mayweather, retirement doesn't mean disappearing from the sport, it means having the freedom to choose what he does and when. He frames these events as opportunities for both longtime followers and a new generation of fans to see him in action. Mayweather also argues that building wealth through exhibitions is no different from other successful figures who continue creating opportunities well into the later stages of their careers.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything. Okay. He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Warnings from boxing experts about Floyd Mayweather facing Terence Crawford are based on more than just hype. Crawford's recent performances have elevated him in the pound-for-pound conversation, convincing many that he now sits at the very top of the sport. Even veteran promoter Bob Arum has said he believes Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. Analysts argue that unless Mayweather could return with the same sharp reflexes and competitive fire he once had, stepping into the ring with Crawford carries far more risk than reward. For many, the smarter move would be to let Crawford define this era while Mayweather's legacy remains untouched.
After last night's match between Crawford and Canelo, I am not gonna lie, that boy Crawford up there with Floyd. The way he went toe-to-toe with a heavy hitter like Canelo is actually crazy, bro. And this is probably one of Crawford's best fights. Like, he was super sharp. Like, dude was super sharp, super clean, and he stayed in that pocket. People talking about that Crawford was running. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't look like he was running at me. It looked like he was taking them hits on the chin. I mean, for God's sakes, bro. He got stung in the head, took himself to the hospital. Like, dude, real life like that. And I know that, Floyd, he real life, he a good boxer. Floyd is actually one of my favorite boxers. But Crawford is now becoming one of my favorite boxers because he's very, skillful. The technicality of him and just the decisions he makes in that ring, bro, to get up on the scoreboard is crazy. And he's not like one of them fighters like how Shakur, he boxes for points. And that's cool. That's the way boxing's supposed to go, I guess. But Terence, you can get that from him, but you can also get that aggressiveness when he in that pocket and he throwing a couple hooks and trying to take you out. But I will say, Canelo even said it. He said, bro, he thinks that Crawford is way better than Floyd. And they asked him, like, why would you, think that? He just said everything he does is different. I can't understand the style of boxing he had. And he was saying that he's good at everything when it comes to the ring. And I'm not gonna lie, Canelo is not lying. Like, Crawford is like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. To stand toe-to-toe with Canelo, that actually is crazy because everybody knows he's a heavy hitter. Like, he's a knockout artist. But, yeah, he definitely deserves it, bro. That boy Crawford 42-0. And I don't know why he's even thinking about retiring, but you got to pass up Floyd. I'm not going to lie, you need to get some more semis under your belt because if you pass up Floyd, that's when the rumblings are going to really be like, oh, yeah, he's the best. I don't think he's going to retire. I think that he still go, fight it out.
What's up, fight fans? Let's settle one of the biggest debates in boxing, prime for prime. Who takes it, Floyd Money Mayweather or Terence Bud Crawford? Even legendary promoter Bob Arum weighed in, saying he gives the edge to Crawford. His reasoning? Crawford is a rare, switch-hitting fighter with a style that most opponents never see coming, and you can't prepare for what you can't predict. So, what do you think? Does Crawford have the tools to beat Mayweather at his absolute best, or does Mayweather remain untouchable in a head-to-head fantasy matchup? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's hear it.